Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark ignored as broadcaster dubs Indiana Fever star the best defensive player in the league. When asked about the best defensive player during the matchup between the Dallas Wings and the Indiana Fever, most fans might immediately name Caitlin Clark, who's averaging nearly 19 points per game, or even Paige Bueckers, the rookie who's been putting up impressive numbers night after night. And what makes the case even stronger for PB is that she just dropped 27 points against the Fever in the Wings' 94-86 loss, a performance worthy of headlines. But surprisingly, that wasn't the answer from the broadcasters who analyzed the game up close. It all comes up as both Paige Bueckers and Clark, scoring phenoms during their collegiate careers and even shared accolades like National Freshman of the Year before becoming back-to-back #1 overall picks in the WNBA came up to lock horns against each other for the first time in W. And that hype reflected as the game was moved to American Airlines Center, where 20,000 fans packed the arena, a sellout crowd that reflected the hype. However, before the highly anticipated duel could unfold, Clark was ruled out with a left groin injury. While that deflated some of the buzz, fans turned to Paige Bueckers for fireworks, and she didn't disappoint. Her 27-point performance was electric. So, you'd think she'd be the one to earn the best defensive player label for the night, right? Wrong. For the broadcasters calling the game, it was Kelsey Mitchell who truly stole the spotlight. There is nobody better offensively in the WNBA. I don't care. All around, running the floor, absorbing contact, knocking down the three, Kelsey Mitchell off the bounce. You can't stop her. There's nothing you can do about it. Valuable for her team, but certainly all-star, the broadcaster emphasized. And they had a point. Mitchell led all scorers with 32 points, shooting 11 of 17 from the field and 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. That accounted for more than one-third of her team's total and marked her 8th career 30-point game, per StatMuse. The accolades didn't end there. Mitchell also reached 2 major career milestones, surpassing 500 rebounds and becoming the 4th fastest player in WNBA history to notch 4,000+ points, 500+ rebounds, 500+ assists, and 500+ three-pointers made. Well, that's not it, because her impact goes beyond just one game. Statistically, Mitchell continues to prove she's one of the league's most dynamic scorers. Despite an increased workload, evidenced by a career-high 26.3% usage rate, she remains efficient, with a 111.3 offensive rating and a 55.5% true shooting mark, per Fox Sports. But while all signs point to Mitchell being a certified offensive powerhouse, she might have her fiercest competition standing right beside her. Caitlin Clark waiting to return can be a huge threat in coming days. Even with all the ups and downs this season, CC is still very much in the fight, especially when it comes to being the Fever's top offensive weapon alongside veteran scorer Kelsey Mitchell. Yes, Mitchell has been Indiana's most reliable bucket getter for years, but Clark's game goes beyond just scoring. She's the one setting the tone, finding teammates, and making plays that change the pace of the game. And even during a rough shooting patch like her recent cold streak, where she went just 1-for-23 from 3, most likely due to her recent left groin injury, Clark is still leading the entire W in assists with her 8.9 APG. And even if that's not enough to prove her dominance, just consider her game against the New York Liberty earlier this season. It was her comeback game after a quadriceps injury, yet she put up a monster 32 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds in just 32 minutes. Oh, and she hit 3 deep threes in under 40 seconds. That kind of performance doesn't happen by accident. It's the mark of a true competitor. And it's exactly why fans and analysts still believe she's going to bounce back in a big way. Especially since her presence on the court makes a huge difference. Just consider, with her, the Fever had a 109.6 offensive rating through 9 games this season, but when she sat out, that dropped to 105.1 in 7 games. And that gap says everything. She may not always light it up on the scoreboard, but she makes the people around her better. So while she's out after a couple of cold shooting games, she's most probably making a comeback.